The chairman, National Population Commission, Honorable Nasir Isa Kwara, had earlier in the week said that 200 billion naira has been spent so far on preparations for the postponed 2023 housing and population census. The NPC chairman explained that though 800 billion naira was budgeted for the exercise, only 224 billion naira was presently released by the federal government. To discuss more on this, the Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission, Mrs. Abimbola Hunde, joins us live from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. A pleasure having you with us, Mrs. Hunde.
Thank you. Good evening, Nigeria, and good evening, channels. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, can you give us a breakdown on how the money was spent? I know the census has been postponed, and your chairman made that pretty clear, but just give us a breakdown of these numbers.
Well, you know, to give a breakdown of such a huge number within few minutes is almost an impossible task. But I can tell you that the census preparatory activities, particularly the foundational one, which we call the enumeration area demarcation, had been fully completed by us. That means enumeration area demarcation is when we divide the whole nation into smaller portions so that it becomes easy for the enumerators to be able to enumerate during the census. And in doing this, we had gone all over Nigeria. It happened in 18 phases. That, you know, is a whooping sum of money. And that is the foundation, the architectural foundation of any good census anywhere. The enumeration area demarcation, which is also called the EAD, is also the basis for a national frame. And you know the importance of a national frame to any country. After that, we had the first pretest, the second pretest, we had even census trials, and of course, you have seen a lot of our activities also on telly, and other media organizations. We have trained some of our functionaries. Usually we even train those that will participate in the enumeration area demarcation before they actually go to the field. And if you would recall, the enumeration area demarcation itself was also carried out digitally. We used the satellite imagery, the GIS, and the personal digital assistants that the functionaries all over the country went around with them to ensure that they were able to capture each house. Don't forget again, because I've been to channels several times to discuss the enumeration area demarcation, that we did say to you that this time it is digital and that it is also geofenced. So it becomes easy for us during enumeration proper to be sure where our enumerators are. That means you cannot be in Channels TV and claim to be in any other place. And you cannot record here and go and record a falsified thing out there.
Okay.
All these were done over the years.
Okay, Mrs. Nderi, but do we have an idea when this exercise will begin?
No, we had carried it out. I've been in China several times, the enumeration area demarcation.
Not about the enumeration, yes, the actual census.
Okay, the actual census.
Yes.
Well, I do not, because you would recall that the outgoing president, the present president, in his own wisdom, did say that it should be postponed. It's not cancelled. It's just a postponement. Even election had been postponed in the past. But you see, just that they would have given another date. I'm very certain with the incoming president, if you looked at his antecedent in Lagos State, he is very data-centric. And being a data-centric person, he would ensure that the census takes place. Because you know that the census is the only body anatomy a nation can rely on to ensure that proper decisions, informed decisions are taken that would enable the people of the nation to enjoy better life. So I would also let you know that the only way Nigeria can experience upward and irreversible development and sustainable development is to ensure that population issues are consciously and explicitly grafted into our decision making. And how do you do that if you do not understand the population? The only way you can understand the population is to ensure that the mother of all data, apart from other data that we used to have, is undertaken. The mother of all data is the census. And with that, you'll be able to know who is X, how many children do we have, how many youths, what do they do, where were they born, are the schools close enough to them, what is happening. Even our legislations will be based on the information from the census. Are you also aware that the census data would also enable us to check the insecurity ongoing in the country? Without a proper census, accurate, reliable, and accurately and appropriately carried out census, no nation can develop. The leaders will continue to beat their fists in the air as it appears to have been happening. And people, there are a lot of brilliant people in Nigeria. Our leaders are not known entities. The only problem we have had is the fact that a nation is like a beautiful vehicle. It has a driver's seat, it has other seats, people are seated, it has everything a vehicle can have. It even has fuel, the natural resources. But then the destination where you want to give the people better lives is unknown, probably to the driver, because there is no navigation. And the only navigator that helps such men, such leaders to understand and get us to El Dorado is the demographic data, the census of the country.
Okay, Mrs. Abimbola Hunde, a pleasure having you with us on the News at 10. She's the Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission.
Thank you very much for having me.